So basically, I'm going to say what I have to say, and I'm going to say it very formally to the government and, to the general public. People with dyslexia, people like me, people with autism too, are being left abandoned, being abandoned. The majority of them being abandoned. If this was a proper society, people with dyslexia and autism would have help, would have extra classes. Obviously, so they do get extra classes, but they should have somebody with them. If this was a proper country, and if right was right and wrong was wrong, which obviously right is never really right in this country because there's nothing really right about this country, because everything the government does seems like it goes top wise, but it's just totally wrong. Like people just it's like when I was younger, when I was in first second class, you were just left at the back. You were just forgotten about. You were told just to you're nothing. Just stay at the back. Don't do anything. We don't care much for you. The state doesn't care much for you. And nowadays we're blessed to have autism units and dyslexia units, but the state doesn't understand. That they are abandoning people. There's a majority of people do get help for it, and especially people that go to autism schools and which is great. Autistic units too around the place, which is a good thing. But the general amount, I say nearly out of the 100%, they say nearly 50% is just abandoned, and the state just abandons them because they don't have the resources, that they don't have the funding, or they don't have the SNAs, and these everybody. Everybody needs a bit of help in learning. Nobody can learn themselves. You can learn a few things yourself, obviously, but you need help. People, especially people who are, like can't process things like me. So people like me, like you're thinking, like there a second ago, I was trying to process what I was saying, and people they're being abandoned, and that's due to many things. That's due to the lack of SNAs, obviously, because they're going after Saudi Arabia and Australia for better funding, which I wouldn't blame them for. But the people who are suffering is the children. But as I always say, people with dyslexia and autism always come through it. But it's just not fair. If right was right and wrong was wrong, they would have help. They would have extra help. And it just boils down to, you can't, the state, I understand the state can't provide everything, but, they should. If they're trying to force, like they are trying to do in programs and everything to try and get people to go to school, and you really wonder why they would try and make people go to school and annoy people for not going to school. And you're just like, my child has dyslexia and he's had it for 6 years and he's been waiting for tests to be done, he's been waiting for this to be done, he's been waiting for extra support in schools. And in a school nearly with say 500 people, we might only get it once a week, which is totally unfair. Like you see my point. I'm sure people see my point. It's just not fair. It's really, really not fair. And I'm speaking as a person who knows it, and as a person who understands it. And it's not fair. It's not fair. It's not fair on the youth to be doing that and to have extra pressure put on them. Anyway, thank you for watching. If you do agree with me, please leave a like. It's just terrible. I think it's terrible that people, like, especially when I was younger, because I felt like I was terrible. I've said it many times, but I was the only person in my class dyslexic, and our school had very little resources. And we barely got maybe once a month you got taken out for a resource, and I mean month to month. Anyway, thank you for watching. Subscribe for more, and bye.